I'm on? Yeah, good. Hey guys, welcome to Friday Night French Touch, brought to you by Hobbytown out of Lincoln, Nebraska. We want to make sure that we give our sponsors what they deserve as far as sponsors this year. Hobbytown USA out of Lincoln. Guys, if you're looking for anything RC related, especially in the Traxxas modifieds, Traxxas late models, the Mud Boss division of the Traxxas Slash and the Losies, look them up. But if you're looking for games or anything else, go to Lincoln, Nebraska and see Daniel and the guys, and they'll set you up. We also want to thank Mr. Yards and More, Dennis Stevens. He's been a long time supporter of this track. Matter of fact, he's racing a little bit of Mud Boss out here probably tomorrow night. So, guys, if you're especially winter coming up, we've got snow coming in probably in the next couple months, maybe. And he does all your long snow care, snow pushing. But you still got time to do some lawn business with Mr. Yards and More. So thanks for Dennis Stevens for doing that. So, guys, hey, we're gonna do. If your guys are on, uh, put in the comments, say hello, so I know who you are. Unfortunately, I can't seem to figure out how I can see who's on. This will be tape delayed probably later tonight. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, Friday Night Front Stretch, or here on Facebook. Well, we're gonna do. We haven't done this for a while. The quarter scale nationals ended in back in August. 4-day event. Good success, I would say. We had some good car count, good racing. Man, we had some right down to the wire racing. Some new champions to crown this year. Unfortunately, we had a cars that got disqualified on a motor, unimproved part. Unfortunately, feel bad for them. But something about QSAC guys, that they do have a good set of rules generated, and the motors have to be box stock. And you can't. I know he's trying to save a little money by putting on a different part, but it says Zenoa OEM replacement parts. So we feel bad for the guys. I know I got disqualified once for a wing, oversized wing, and hey, that's name of the game, man. You go and race these national events, you better have your shit together and try not to be illegal if you can help it. But good car count. We had Brian Howard in here set in with us, and we had a lot of good people online watching us and commenting during the Dirt Nationals. We're going to do a little bit of homework tonight. We're going to talk to you about the new point sheets that I have. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how we can maintain our caution flags. And hopefully, if you guys are racing these type of cars, these 10 scale cars, we've tried different formats on how to make it fair for everybody. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But first off, I'm going to talk about the points. Now, I had a phone call, and my co-host is not here tonight, so I'm kind of winging it myself. But I had a phone call or a message, I guess, while I was on vacation about the points sheet. Was it correct? And I looked at it and I thought, well, gosh, he had third. It showed he finished third. He finished fourth. I know where they were at because they were behind me at the time. And I said, well, I'll deal with it when I get it. Well, I finally sat down today, looked at it in the scoring sheet, and well, it says so and so had third and so had fourth, but yet the point sheet says something different. So, one thing about Lifetime RC, and I talked to Eric, they're really good on helping you maneuver through their program. Now, their program is very, to me, it's very intense, but everything works like it should. There isn't one thing that I have put that program through that says that's the program's fault. No, it's usually my fault for setting up. So what happened is we had some problems in the Traxxas late model division. One guy was shown different positions than what it should get, and he got points that he shouldn't, and the other guys didn't get any points. And so I called Lifetime today. We sat down. He looked at it and he said, "Man, he says I can't figure it out what happened there. Why it shows one and then doesn't show the other correct points." What he did, he got into my computer, he downloaded the entire program so he could sit down and actually look at it. And he called me about 2 hours later, and he said, well, we figured out what the problem is. And I said, okay. He says, it's a setting that you have um, for your track. And what happened was my settings were set up for the quarter scale dirt nationals. I didn't even think about going in there and rechanging it for the 10 scales and the fifth scales and so on. And so he corrected it. So right now in front of me, the points are correct now. We've got that straightened out. It was just a setting on my part. I was still using under the quarter scale banner. Once I rechanged it, it straightened everything out. So I'm hoping everybody understands. Now, the problem is because of that setting, all the classes probably has changed in points. Okay. So, really nobody really, I don't think, gained a position or lost a position over it, but it's really due to throwouts. So we want to make sure to give everybody their dues, their credit, to make sure that we're on with them and they know exactly where they're at especially when it comes to throwouts. The other issue, and I need to still fix that, is the Traxxas late model. You can see I got lines and stuff. That is an issue that boiled down to in May 10th, the program registered all the late models as racing, but nobody showed up. So what that did is it gave everybody 0 points, which is your throwout. So now when people are racing now from July 7th or the 7th of July of 12th to now, all your throwouts are screwed up. So I have to manually go in there and change everything. So what you saw on the point sheet originally posted back in August is wrong. Okay. And I need to go and change the setting. If I can't change it, then I'm going to have to manually change the points. So the points have changed, especially from first, second, and third in the late model division. It's just the way I set it up was I thought we are going to have late models May 10th. Nobody showed up with late models. Unfortunately, I didn't remove the program, and so it scored it like we were racing and gave everybody 0 points. That was your throwout, and that's not correct. So I had to reboot, go in there, change all the points. Hopefully tomorrow I can sit down and look at it and see if I can get rid of the May 10th race. Otherwise, everything will be manually scored. So we want to give everybody, because here's a problem. We got a lot of drivers that miss one race out of 3. They can't use their throwout. And so this way it tightens the points up, gives everybody their fair advantage and stuff like that. So let's look at the chat button real quick before we go on to the next one. Brian Howard. Hey, Brian Howard is on. Brian, co-chair of CUSAC. Hey, man, I want to thank you for setting in back in August. We had a lot of visitors. Hopefully that this platform can help not only myself, but CUSAC throughout the years. So Shannon Rink, track looks good. Yeah, well, I haven't been on it. It rained, and so it does look good. I'm going to go out and water it tonight because I thought we're going to get rain. We didn't, so I'm going to throw some water down at Kim Meyer, replying to, hey, Brian. Hey, Kim, I tried to call you this afternoon, and you never returned my call, so there you go. How about that? Jason Edwards is one of our first-time racers out here. Hello, Jason. He came out the first time, I think, last race we had. So, hey, Kim. And then Kim Meyer is listening and watching Husker volleyball. So how are we doing in our Husker volleyball? I'm just curious. I haven't got a chance to see it. And then Brian Howard replied back to Kim. Hi, Kim. So, but I'm hoping that can clarify some of the points, and I'll try to run down real quick. I'm not going to go everybody's name, but in the LOSI 22S so far, I got paperwork. So far, we're looking at Mike Saltow first, Joel Fritz second, and Nick Campbell rounds out the top 3. And so that's the top 3 cars. And the LOSIs and the Mud Boss Advance, we got Zach Osborne at the point, Wayne Thomas and Joe Fritz is top 3. Mud Boss Beginner is Kristen Rink is first, Sarah Fritz is second, and Kim Meyer rounds out the top three. We haven't had any 305 sprint cars. Fifth scales, it shows Dennis, Nick, and Chris Salazzi are top three. Then we get into, let's see here. Traxxas late model is Mike Willman first, Sean Rink second, and Shannon Rink third. Now that's because of that race that we had on 510 that showed up as a no throw, as a throw out. So I had to change it all and give everybody their proper numbers. Traxxas modifieds, Joe Fritz is first, Glenn Fickle second, and myself is rounds out the top three. I'll have this posted. We'll talk more about it in the drivers meeting. If you guys got questions, what happened, I'm free. I'll be willing to answer everything I can possibly do. But I want to make it fair for everybody, especially in the Traxxas late model, because it showed that we had 4 races and actually we had 3. And I'm going to see if I can go in there and try to delete that race, and that'll change the points up where it should be. Otherwise, I'm going to have to manually do it. Let's see. Kim says tied up 1-1, third set, and we're winning. Good. And she says, whoops, missed the call. I bet you did. She's laughing. Second thing we're going to talk about, and this is going to be a short night because I don't have a lot to talk about at the moment. Our banquet is set up for October 19th. Me and Kim, we're going to make Sloppy Joe's. Everybody bring a dish along, bring what you need to drink. Usually we have our banquet at Pizza West, but this year we decided to save a little money and go with, we're going to use Kim's garage. I want to thank Kim for allowing us to tie up her garage a little bit for an afternoon. I think we'll start at 1:00. So just be aware of that. Other news, man, I don't have anything other news. Now, here's the question, and I don't know how many guys are going to watch this later on, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow. We're trying to figure a way how to call the yellow flags, the red flags, and get everybody lined up properly. And I see both sides of the story. Because this track is so big, and because with Cusack Insurance, I can't have a bunch of marshals running around out there at the track flipping cars over. It's just too big. And so the first setup we did when we had a yellow or caution, we just stop everybody on the track, throw everybody wherever you wreck, we'll throw you back on the track, and then we go green from that point on. That worked really well. But then I got guys saying, hey, it'd be nice if we can all bunch up a little bit, because once you get behind, you can't catch up, and that's just true. The cars are so equal that once you spin out, it takes forever to get caught up if you can get caught up. So they said, let's call it red or yellow. The guilty party goes to the back. We bunch everybody up. We come out of turn 4 and race. And that's what we've done since 2011. That's how we did it. Unfortunately, there's some drivers that get caught up into a wreck. That's not necessarily their fault. I don't know how to work around that. We do have a man up rule. Unfortunately, people don't take it. Some people do. When you get multiple cars, especially if a car is running behind somebody, a group of cars, and you just happen to get caught up. And I'm a firm believer in this. Me and Kim do not want to be part of that argument as who calls what on where. It's hard on us because the cars are so much tinier than the quarter scales and fifth scales. So we want some ideas on how to do this. My thought is to, when we call a red or a yellow, and if it's a single car spin out, we can line everybody back up as a lineup. I mean, put the guy in the back because, you spin out, you're guilty. When it comes to 2 cars or 3 cars getting into a tussle, we might throw everybody out on the track where they're at. I don't know. I don't have an easy fix for it. I like to be able to fix it before the mud boss comes in Sunday, I think October 5th, maybe it is. So if you guys got any suggestions on this, we want to make it easier. Actually, the easiest for me and Kim is just throw the car back on the track and go green. This way we don't have to sit there and worry about a car crossing the line. We don't have to worry about all kinds of stuff. It makes it easier for us. But at the same time, I understand that you want good hard racing. You want cars lined up behind each other, coming out of turn four and go green and see what happens. So, um, otherwise, we'll stay with where we're at. If you just happen to get caught up in a mess, you're caught up. And if you have to go to the back because nobody takes the man up rule, unfortunately, you got to go to the back. If you look at some of the big one-on-one cars, if you look at quarter scale, I don't know. There was a couple times I got caught up in a wreck that I knew the guy took me out, but because I'm the lone car that got spun out, the yellow came out on me, and I went to the back. So there's really no easy answer. We're not like a dedicated 10 scale track where we got people running around throwing cars on the track and we're staying green through the entire 40 laps or 30 laps or whatever. So it's a little harder on us on the big track. So we'll bring that up at the drivers' meeting Saturday night and figure out what we can do. I want to try to iron this out before the Mud Boss Ironman 100 comes in. So, yeah. Otherwise, I don't really have anything new. Our lineups, we had some problems a few weeks ago about how we line up the features and where position. Guys, we've been doing this since 2011. We go off of race points. Basically, if you finish first, you get 1 point. If you finish fourth, 4 points. And we've been doing that forever. We don't want to change that format. Our tiebreaker is by the pill draw. So if you tie in points, how you draw on the pill is where you're going to be in the A feature or maybe in the B feature. It's strictly by pill draw, but we reward people by position. And unfortunately, sometimes you get a heat race with 3 cars and maybe a car drops out. So now you're probably 6 laps down, but you finish second. Where you got a heat race with 4 cars, nobody drops out. And unfortunately, a car might finish third with 8 laps, and he's still behind the guy with the 6 laps. And that's just because of the race points. Yeah, it happens. I don't know how else I can fix that. I'm not going to do the 10 scale program on that. We're so used to doing it this way. We've been doing it since 2012, and I don't want to change up. So just be aware of that. Also, we're still waiting on Jeff Davis at Hackberry and maybe Grand Island to figure out if we're going to do a series with each other next year. So we'll be keep an eye on that. Otherwise, gosh, I don't have anything else. There's only 3 people on now, so I must be bored. So, but guys, I just want to follow up on the points. I did talk to Lifetime. We got that straightened out. I also want to make sure we get our lineups right tomorrow night. Otherwise, it's kind of a slow night, guys. It's toward the end of the year. I can't believe we're in September going in October, and the track will be shut down for the year. And we are going strong. We are not definitely not closing the doors as some people think we're doing. So as long as we got car count coming out and people enjoy racing out here at Outlaw, we'll continue continue to do what we normally do. So, guys, got anything else? I just see 4 people on there. I don't see anybody else. So, that's it, guys. So, live from Outlaw.